morning, interwebs. It's 10 o'clock. And I'm up, and I'm showered, and we had breakfast. My daughter made chocolate chip biscuits this morning. They were quite delightful. And I'm sitting in the living room where we moved things around a little so that Steve could light a fire. It got a little cooler than we had expected it. And while the house is holding heat a whole lot better, we were running the furnace more than we wanted to, so we moved things around and we'll make it work while we're doing the remodel. Yeah, I need to get off my butt and do something today, and I'm just having a very difficult time making that happen, but it needs to. Today I'm going to go and can the squash that's in the fridge. I'm going to attempt to make liver and onions for either lunch or dinner, and try and get something done in the living room, some stuff packed up or furniture moved or something, and I need to work on some stuff for my Christmas craft shows. So those are the things I'm going to do. And we'll see. I kind of like to finish that sleeve on my son's sweater, because then all that's left is the hood, but we'll see how I get through that list. I'm just not feeling super great today. More mental than physical, but it's just, I don't know. Some days are harder than others, right? And today, it's one of those hard days, I think. Hopeful that it will turn around, though. I'm trying to be, positive and chipper, and having difficulty with that. But everybody's outside, splitting wood, so, at least they're not underfoot, theoretically making me more anxious. But yeah, it's gonna be one of those days. I can feel it. I'm gonna go grab my coffee, put the squash on to boil. So it's 11:30, and Steve just left for work, and today has been a day full of anxiety. This morning, I knew my day was not going to be great, but it has definitely gotten worse than I anticipated. I was having anxiety attacks all day to varying degrees of various sorts, and I don't even know why. So I spent my morning sitting on the couch in the parlor in front of the fire, and I crocheted, which was good. That was something to focus on, because I was having this very odd sensation. I explained to Steve that I felt like a balloon. I felt like my exterior, the outside of me was stretched and incredibly, incredibly tense, and the inside was completely hollow. If that makes any sense. It was the best way I could come up with to describe the sensation. And then it shifted around, 11:30 or noonish, to this feeling of, before you cry, that feeling of your throat is all constricted and you're holding back tears. And I've had that feeling plenty, because I was holding back tears. Oh no, that was just the feeling I had, was like you're about to cry, but not because I was about to cry. I told Steve, I was fine if I was just gonna cry, whatever, get it out, be good. That was not the issue. I just had that sensation, the constricted, you're on the verge of crying and just feeling like that. And that lasted till about 5:30, and then I felt a lot better. And I felt better all evening, and then in the last hour, it started setting in, slowly. And this sensation I'm having this evening, I've had before. Before I quit the jobs I had, in the spring, I was having, major anxiety, and I wasn't exactly sure what it was. I just didn't feel well. I even went to the doctor, and she's like, what you're having are basically panic attacks, right? And I was like, is that what they are? Because I've heard them explained, and the way I've heard them explained did not necessarily match the sensations I was having, but then the more people I've heard explain panic attacks, there's definitely some similarities. So just like mild panic attacks. I've had ones that felt much more severe, but yeah. So I'm just having what I would call anxiety attacks. I don't even feel like they're panic attacks fully today. They're just, I don't know. But despite that, I did get some things done. And that was good. And that was major effort and like mental fortitude pushing through that, like, I'm stronger than whatever it is that's causing an issue. So this morning, like Steve asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, I have this liver. I have liver in the fridge that's been defrosted for 2 days, and I can't get the motivation to make it. So I want to make liver and onions for lunch, and I need your help to make that happen. So my daughter made the rice, and Steve helped me cut the liver, which at least this time was sliced. Last time I made liver from last year's cow, the liver hadn't been sliced into thin enough like pieces, so I had to do a decent amount of butchering to make it like usable. But this liver was much better prepared for me, so he helped me cut that up a little, and he helped me cut up the onions, and then he hung out with me while I made super duper yummy liver and onions for us to have on rice. So we had that for lunch, and that was good. And I also made dinner tonight, because when I was feeling better, I was like, okay, I want, what do I want? I want something different. I want to make something new. I wanted peanut butter, because I saw it in the fridge. I'm like, peanut butter, it has to have peanut butter in it. We had, like, no bread, so I couldn't just, do the, like, easy, like, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or something like that. And I didn't want to make oatmeal, so I made coffee cake. Peanut butter coffee cake with chocolate chips, and it was super yummy. Let's see, maybe I can show it to you. So there's the leftovers. Doesn't that look yummy? So there's a few pieces of that left. So this afternoon I also managed to can some squash. So I canned 7 jars of gusha. So that's something. I actually got a decent amount of crocheting done today because I just kept being like, you gotta focus on something, and like trying to make something that felt semi-productive happen for the way I was feeling. So I sat in here this morning and I used the rest of the skein of this mistletoe variegated super saver to make another one of those leaf bowls. Boop. So that's how it is, and I think it'll be cute with like some like Werthers in it. I really see that as like a good idea. So I'm going to try and probably sell that at my Christmas craft shows. Oh, I'm so in the dark. I'm sorry. So, and just for people that are interested, because lately I'm interested in how far like a skein of yarn goes. That skein of variegated mistletoe was enough to make that bowl and one of what I call the little scarves that turn into the wreaths with just this much left over. So, I mean, that'll obviously, mileage varies based on individual gauge, but that gives you an idea. And then I started making another little wreath scarf, out of the Icelandic Super Saver, kind of like this, have a ball wreath up there. My finished stuff has just been going up on the bookshelf right now because things are kind of all over the place with moving things for the remodel. But yeah, so another one of those is in the works. And I got about halfway through that and I was just having, I don't know, I was no longer feeling that project. So I moved on and I started making these little, they're all double out of it's all Bernat Handicrafter. It's in their like Christmassy variegated and then red. I made 3 of those tonight, / afternoon. And I'm going to turn those into, like a kit of some sort. I do like craft kits and things in my booth. So I'm thinking that those will be some cute like presents. I haven't quite figured out exactly what's going inside them, but I'm thinking I'm going to like fill them with things and then like tie a bow around the handle so it's a gift within its gift. I don't know. I will see, but that's what I did today. And I'm perfectly content with that. I just wish I knew why I feel this way and how to make it go away, but I don't. And, you know, at least I was telling Steve again that I trust the feeling will go away because it has before. The last round I had of these, like, anxiety attacks was particularly scary because I'd never had them to the extent that they were happening. And so, while I had to keep believing they would go away, I didn't have proof that they would go away. But I've been through a round of this before, and I was, like, the best I've been in years in between, and now, yeah. So, just gotta struggle through and, yeah, do what needs to be done. So, that's that. Yeah, I guess I will go and edit this and see what my evening brings, because I don't think it's going to bring sleep immediately, because I am not tired, and going to lay in bed not tired right now will do nothing to help my situation, and I know it. So, I don't know, maybe I'll make something else. Who knows? But I will fill you in tomorrow. Nighty night.